Hi guys, it's Mike here. Earlier this week I saw Justin Hovey on her channel do mirror stamping with a MISTI, and well, I finally got my MISTI. Yay! Look, it's so pretty. I had to save up for it for a year, so but I finally got it. And I thought that mirror stamping that she did really inspired me. Because I have a stamp set that I want to use for it, but for now I was just trying it with these Craft rubber stamps, and I turned off the light because it was a bit of a glare. You see how pretty it works. There's a little fussiness compared to the original one, but I think they stamp great. I've seen people use the back of solid bigger stamps, acrylic stamps, and Justin Hovey had a special piece, I think, of blank stamp that you can purchase from some Susie stamps. But yeah, I didn't have the time or the patience to go and order one. So I looked at my stash and I found this silicone baking sheet. And one side is, you can see, it's pitted, but the other side is completely flat. And I used these previously for my nail art to make decals. So I thought, yeah, if that works, maybe this will work as well. I also tried it with acetate. And I would suggest you need a stamp positioning tool like this or the old-fashioned ones, because the surface is very slippery and slick. So but by stamping it, you sometimes you just slipper or slippery surface will make your stamp go wonky. And you'll see that later on it actually happened. Um, I've tried with Memento and with licorice, black ink from my favorite things, but I think I've got to stay, stay. I think VersaFine works the best because it stays wet long enough for you to make an impression and get your paper out and make the print. I think StayOn for that would not work because it dries almost instantly. And you see my Craft stamps, they all kind of look face the same direction, and I thought this stamp that I'm gonna use, if they face each other, it looks like they're gossiping, and then you can make sentiment above it or bubble, speech bubbles, text, something like that. I haven't decided yet. I'm just trying out if this method works. So I don't mount my cling stamps. I just use a bit of tape runner on the back, so it's just clingy enough to stick to the MISTI door or the acrylic block. And you might need to ink it up twice or maybe thrice. At least 2 times, I think, is is a good way to go. But for the normal positive impression, you only need to ink it up once, especially with VersaFine. You get a really nice dark impression. I'm cleaning the stamp because when I'm positioning it on the other side, I don't want to leave it to. I'm sorry, I don't want it to leave an impression on the matte or the acetate. You see, I thought, maybe I should have started with the mirror image. So I'll just put it in the corner. You know, still gotta find my way of doing this. And then the mat is too thick to use the magnets, and it shifted on me a little bit. You see, I'm looking at it and like, ugh. So I clean it off and I start again. But it being a baking sheet and non a Teflon or a silicone non-stick, it's easy cleanup. And with the acetate, I used the magnet, but the acetate is so light. When you close and open the door, you just pull up the acetate. So I had to stick it down. You'll see that in a minute. Maybe if you use more magnets, but then the magnets are in the way a lot, I think. So here's the mirror and the positive, I think, is it negative? The mirrored image. And I think they look fine. And now you can see the fuzziness a little bit more because you haven't colored them yet. But well, I think once you fill in all the images, you won't notice it anymore. And I actually don't think people will look at it that closely, especially if you use water scene or reflection in a sea or a puddle or whatever. So this is the acetate, and I stuck it down because I noticed when I was trying it that it would move too much. You see, magnet in the way. I just used the back of the piece of paper. I don't intend to make a card, I just thought I'd show you. And here, when I was pressing down the paper, I moved the paper. Because it slipped just along the slick surface, and so I just ink up the same stamp in the same position. And that's great about a MISTI, if you don't mess it up yourself. I used it for a sentiment earlier this week for the first time, and I thought, oh, that's so pretty. And then I put my thumb on it and smushed it out. Like here, see? I smudged the paper. So yeah, I was almost done with the card, and I thought, oh yeah, I don't have to do the sentiment first now because I have the MISTI, and I can always stamp it and stamp it again and not mess up anything. And then I did anyway. So, but yeah, I mostly intend to use it for my watercolor stamping, so I get a good impression. And I tried it on really rough watercolor paper, and I needed to stamp it 3 times or 4 times. I don't even remember, but in the end, you get a good impression anyway. I don't want to press too hard on the acrylic door. I'm scared to break it. You see how nice it stamps, and you don't need the back of a acrylic stamp that might be filled in enough or not enough, or that special blank that maybe that will be a better impression, but I don't know. I can't judge. And I just looked around my house at the stuff that I had and tried them, and they work. So thank you for watching, and join me tomorrow for my 100 subscriber giveaway month free competition thingy. I don't know. Just log in again tomorrow if you like, and I'll see you again then. Thank you. Bye bye.